Welcome to a short comic introduction. Today I'm craving something a little bit different. Let's see. How about a web manga? Something about magical girls, something a little more mature. Let's say not safe for work. Let's say a magical girls manga with less sparkle and more blood and boobs. And before you say something, that's an original quote from the creator. Well, let's have a look at FaLLEN. That's all capital letters except the A. FaLLEN was created by Ogawa Burukku and started in January 2013. The story follows a group of girls who just wake up one day without knowing who they are. They lost their identity, so to speak. They are informed by a messenger of a goddess-like being that to get their identities back, they have to fulfill their duties as guardians, a group of warrior women. Like I said, this is really a mature comic and really becomes the not safe for work warning, because even if it's censored by the creator, it doesn't hold back. The first pages are also most, let's say, you see the main characters naked, and yeah, I would say it's not for everyone, but if you look a little bit deeper, it's really a nice manga, and I will tell you why. Because the first time I heard of it was shortly after it launched, and I put it on hold because it was a time where I read a lot of manga and it was a little bit over saturated with them. So I said, even if it looks interesting, I set it beside and will look at it a little bit later. But to be honest, I didn't really get to it until the last year. Let's say mid last year, where I don't know, I just found it again. I saw something on the web and clicked on it, and so that's that's when I started reading it. One thing I immediately found interesting and really liked is the art style, because it's one of the few cases today where the artist is really doing everything by hand. Every page is inked by hand, and so you feel it's not everything just a little bit. It's not no Photoshop work to just say it out loud. That doesn't mean that all the other comics or manga are bad, but you see, you can see how much work goes into this one, and I have to say, all the details on the pages are really good. And I'm one who likes who likes that. If someone goes the extra mile for every small detail in a page, so you can not only think about things that are there, because you can always see them. And that's something I really appreciate in this case. Like I said, the artist doesn't go. The artist goes the extra mile for everything, and I have to say, sometimes I can't believe I will say this, but sometimes I have the feeling we have. She isn't a person. She is a robot. Just how quickly she can put out these pages on some occasions. It's just. I don't know, but I couldn't do it, and kudos to you, because that's really great work when you see the pages. It's just amazing quality. The story is the story. Even if we are now going to the end of book 2, I have to say. I'm still feeling it's something like we're still in a beginning phase. Let's just say it's more like we just started. We just learned the characters and all the worlds to know a little bit more, and let's say it's we just close the origin story of this whole comic from the characters. And so I know how it sounds, because if you look at it, if you have main characters without an identity, how can you say that it's an origin story? But let me just explain. It's yes, we know nothing about these characters, but we are building these characters. These characters are built up over the last over the last books, and we now know what their what they can do, how their personalities work, how they work with each other, because that's something else that's really great about this comic, and that are the characters. I am a person who loves character-driven stories. So you can give me a story where where the main characters just sit in a room and doing nothing and just talking. But if the characters are really fleshed out, really detailed, then I don't mind, because the characters are themselves are really interesting just to watch talking with each other. And we have this is the case here. We have the whole group just interacts. Everyone has its own characteristics and identity, where and how they interact. A great example are Arma and Lamia, because they're the total opposite, and they clash almost every time they're together. And Lamia is also someone who just doesn't. She's more of a, let's say at the moment, more of a person who just doesn't want to have to work with the others. She just wants to be for in a way. Let's say she distrusts everyone, and this is you can see it, you can feel it, how this works out over the whole pages every time they're together. And that's something I really love. Also, something I wasn't sure if it works out is the character of Aura. Um, all the characters, all the girls in this comic are, let's say, over 18, over 19, but Aura is 13. I wasn't sure if that works out, and if having such a young character in your roster as a main character will work the way it's really working. I was surprised, and I really like how Ogawa did it, because yes, she doesn't know what to do at most of the times, but the way she interacts with Armor, like she's a bigger sister for her. It's something I have to say is it's something I really let's just say it doesn't feel fake. It feels real. And also the other characters like Maris, they're yes, they have their moments, but they never, every character never feels fake. How they work with each other and live with each other. So yeah, that's something that I really like about this comic. So I'm really looking forward where the story is going, and how the characters grow more with each chapter. So that's something it's something I really recommend for everyone who wants to see character-driven stories. And that's I can't just stretch this enough. Fallen is one of the three, or at the moment one of my favorite webcomics, and I'm looking forward to now that the next weeks or months when the books arrive from the second Kickstarter. And I think it will take some time, because the second book is still going on, and but I really can't wait to have them in book format and put them to my other books in my shelf. And it's, like I said, it's a really great manga. Everyone should try out. Something else I have also to also admit, something I normally don't like, is if you put, let's say, in humor in every place. There are so many comics and manga. I read them, and I don't dislike them, but sometimes the humor is just so displaced. It doesn't feel, it just feels forced to put it in there. In Fallen, it's one of the few examples where I have to say I would miss the humor. Um, like I said, I would miss if you have the example Vox, the messenger. I said is from a goddess-like being, is just a tiny mouse, and that's something. The humor writes itself, with this group, and just this small being. Let's call it that. Also, Westa is one of the parts where I have to say that's mostly works out, because she's not, let's quote the creator here again. She's not the brightest bulb of the group, but it doesn't feel stretched. It doesn't feel forced. It really it I can't tell. If you read it, you will understand what I mean. That it feels real in this case. So also here, just kudos for the creator that this works the way it works. So yeah, a definitive recommendation, and as always, if you like the whole comic, just vote for, buy something in your store, leave a comment in the comment section, and or just become a patron. And she deserves. She's one of the artists I really hope we will see more in the future. Not and not only in the means that's in the from Fallen. So let's see what's coming in the future. And thanks for bringing such a great manga. Thanks for watching.